new makeup, new product launch. This is an exciting video. Welcome back everyone. Today's video is going to be a new try to get ready with me. I'm going to be using some products specifically from my most recent haul. So I ordered from Rhode Beauty for the first time. So I have their glazing milk. I have a couple products from Huda Beauty, like their Ube powder and also the Ube Blush filter. I have a new lip balm from LYS that a lot of you said that you wanted me to try out. The new Makeup Forever skin tint. So I'm going to be doing my makeup while I also share about the latest product launch for my brand, which is by SAMANTHAMARCH.com. So we've come out with a new product which is on sale today. So I'm going to be sharing all about what it is, why I decided to come out with it, and let's get you zoomed in and we'll get started. Alrighty, so I will link everything that I'm using in my description box. It'll also be in the YouTube shopping button. So starting off with our skin prep. Now I'm not a big skin prepper, I'm not gonna lie to you. Typically when I come on to do get ready with me videos, I'm just saying like, oh, I've already done my sunscreen because I went on a walk. So, but today we're gonna try this glazing milk and see if I notice any differences with it. Now I'm not gonna lie, I am using a new base product. I'm using the new skin tint from Makeup Forever. So for me, this is not going to be like my review because it's like, maybe I don't like the milk, but I would like the foundation, but I can't tell because I'm using both of them. So in my everyday life, I don't normally mix products like this, but for the sake of the video and we're trying out products from the haul, that's what we're going to do. So this is what my skin looks like directly after the milk. I do have more combo skin. You can see I have like a little bit of like acne scarring on my cheeks here. I talked about in my recent, my February favorites video that I really feel like red light has been helping to fade those acne scars so much. So I'm just curious. Looks like I have like a little bit on the top here, but I think it's definitely adding like a little glow, little hydration to the skin. So I don't know, like I said, not a big skin prepper. So we'll see if I feel like this is really making a big difference. Is it something that I really need to include in my collection? So we'll keep trying it and see. But before I add on my skin tint, I feel like I just want to let it like dry a little bit. I don't like to do like product after product after product. Like I have a pretty minimal makeup routine as it is. I did a video recently timing my like everyday makeup look and it took me 12.5 minutes. Like I don't use a ton of products and I don't like to layer a lot. I think that's probably why I'm not a big skin prepper. It just feels like I'm doing too much. So I'm just gonna let this sit for a little bit. But like I said, today we do have a new launch with by SAMANTHAMARCH.com. So I launched my brand in summer of 2021. And the kind of whole purpose behind my brand was that I wanted to give tools specifically aimed at women. I mean, it's for everybody, but kind of specifically aimed at women who want to just feel a little bit more inspired or motivated in their everyday life. The kind of whole concept for my brand and some of the products when I first launched came from my own personal struggles that I was going through. I was going through infertility. I eventually went through divorce. I went through, moving halfway across the country. And especially one of the first products that I came out with was the Deck of Healthy Habits. And I came up with the idea for this deck because I just felt like every day was too overwhelming and I couldn't focus on anything. So I was doing nothing. And I started looking around because I was like, if I can just find something like a card deck where I can pick a card one day and just do that one task. That's it. That would not feel so overwhelming to my brain. But I couldn't find anything like it. I found things like angel cards and, motivating cards, but I couldn't find anything that was like, this is the one thing you're gonna work on today. And so I thought, why not just make it? And I'd already been working on things like planners and journals and different stationery products and things like that. But that is where the idea for the Deck of Healthy Habits came from. And that launch, when I first launched in July of 21, the card decks were so popular. I eventually, a year later, I came out with the Deck of Daily Gratitude. And kind of the same concept behind that was, especially when you're just feeling a little bit down and you feel like you don't have a lot to be grateful for, you can draw a card and be reminded like, oh, this is something that I can be grateful for. Or it's also a great conversation starter. That's how a lot of times me and my friends use them, is especially if someone's like really going through something and we just feel like we need a little kickstart. We'll all go around and draw a card and then we'll share what it is, like why we're grateful for that thing on that card. And the card decks are one of my favorite launches with the brand. I mean, I obviously love all the products because all of them are, things that I've thought of, things that I felt like I could be beneficial in my life, things that I feel like I haven't, you know, maybe I've seen similar products, but like not just like to the way that I want it. Like, especially when it came to my 90-day planners, I was such a planner girl and I was buying so many, but I couldn't find the one that I felt like worked for me. And the thing about that is like, those are so different for everybody. Everyone has a different set of what they want their planners to look like, their stationery to look like. But it was like, oh, I'm gonna make this essentially for me. That's how the brand came about, was like, these are products that I want and that I feel like I'm missing in my life. All right, so we're gonna use the Makeup Forever Super Boost Perfecting Moisture Boosting Skin Tint. I have the shade 5. I'm hoping this shade works out for me. I just picked this up from Sephora. I'm also gonna blend it in with the Huda Beauty Big Puff. I've seen some people applying their foundation with these, and I've seen, like, so for me, I typically think of using puffs as with powder products, not necessarily liquid products, but I've seen people using it for that, and I'm like, we'll just like really switch it up today and see what we think. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit to the skin here. I like a more light coverage product, so when I saw Skin Tint from Makeup Forever, I was curious about this one. So we'll start off with that, and then again, taking the Huda Beauty Puff. To me, I feel like this would give a little more coverage. Zoom you in a little bit more. Okay, for me, I feel like on the first pass, like I went pretty light. I don't know, like to me, this looks very natural. It doesn't, to me, it kind of feels like it doesn't look like much has happened. Maybe a little bit like evening out. My skin does look very hydrated. Between the Rhode Milk product and then this one being a hydrating product, I'm like, I definitely feel like I can see the hydration coming through, which is nice. But I'm just gonna add on a little bit more, make sure that I bring some down onto my neck. Actually, this shade match seems pretty good for me. I don't think that the puff is like absorbing a lot of the product either. I think that this really is on first take. I do think that this is a true like skin tint. Sometimes brands say that they're coming out with a skin tint and like it's like a medium coverage foundation. I'm like, okay. This to me really does feel like it just tinted my skin. Like it just evened things out a little bit. It made things a little bit more hydrated, but it barely, like it doesn't feel like I'm really wearing anything as a complexion product. Now, sure, could I use a little bit more coverage like on these marks right here? Probably, but that's also what I can use my concealer for. That's pretty. I don't mind that at all. Wow, okay. Well, I'm excited about that. And of course, I'll try it different ways. You know, I don't usually apply a foundation product with a puff like this, but I actually think that this looks very pretty. Like it's just kind of like a my skin, but better. And that's what I really love in my foundations. And that's what I typically like go for. Oh, that's not bad. All right, so I'm just gonna use my Natasha Denona concealer from my Shop My Stash bag. I'll have a new Shop My Stash coming up very soon. I will be giving a rundown of what I thought of my products for February, and then also picking out my new products for March. So I'm gonna use the little puff to blend out my concealer. Again, really just kind of focusing on the under eyes for this one, and then those like acne marks that I want to cover up. But going back to the brand, thinking about products and what I want to release next, again, kind of the whole idea behind the brand was, what am I looking for? What am I struggling with right now that I want to fix, and I want a tool to help me fix it? That's really what it boils down to. And for me, one thing that I have always struggled with, I mean, back from, you know, high school into college, into my adulthood, what have I always struggled with? Procrastination. I call myself a professional procrastinator, and I don't know why or how or what it is that I'm doing. And I have tried so many ways to like look into this and like, okay, what could it possibly be that makes me be able to procrastinate so much? I can put things off until the last minute. And I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Even when it comes to video editing. So I have like a schedule in my mind. I upload full-length videos on YouTube, typically on Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays, and Tuesdays. Those are like my 4 days. Sometimes I take out like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but typically like that is my schedule that I do. And I can film, like for example, today's Monday. This video was going up on Friday. most likely, this one might be a little bit different because it's for the brand, it's for the launch. I have like things due for it, but if this was just like a regular chatty get ready with me video, I will still be editing this video at midnight on Thursday. Why? I don't know. Even sometimes on Friday, I'll wake up and be like, oh, I still need to finish the description box. Why? Like, if I film it so far in advance, I have days to be able to edit it and get it done, but I will wait until the last minute. I will find other tasks to do. I will put other things first on my to-do list because I'm like, oh, I have time. I think that's always my thing, is like, I have time. And I've gotten so used to procrastinating that I know that I will get things done. I know that I will. I always get things done. That's my thing. It's like, and I feel like that's why I haven't always been like super bothered in the past. I'm using the Lawless Brow pencil. Is that I get, it's not that I don't do things. I just push them off for so long. And then at last minute, I'm scrambling. And sometimes to me, it feels like then I don't do things as well as I probably could have because I'm really rushed. So then I kind of find ways to either like cut corners or shorten things. And then I'm like, oh, Samantha, you could have done a better job at that, but you didn't give yourself enough time. Like, and then it comes down to, I just feel like I'm not setting myself up for success because I push things off so far. And I'm like, what is my like fear of getting things done ahead of time? And why do I push things out so far? And it's something that's really frustrated me about myself. And so when I was thinking about products, I'm thinking about the brand, I'm thinking about what I want to put out with, and I'm thinking about my life in general. Like, what is it that I feel is missing right now? What do I need to be working on? A glaring thing for me is procrastination, especially because I am a full-time entrepreneur. I run multiple businesses. I do a lot for myself. Procrastination is just not something, like, I cannot keep going like this. Like, I cannot. Like, I feel like, especially last year, I put off a lot of things as I was going through the grief journey, and I was like, you have to be better in 2025. You have to get your shit together this year. Like, like you gave yourself an entire year to like grieve and be sad and run away and let things fall through the cracks and push things off. And it was like 2025, my focus is on me and my career this year. That is like my biggest thing for me. And also just like personal fulfillment, which to me is tied very closely with my career. As I'm thinking through all of this and what is it that I can do, I decided to come out with the Procrastination Deck. So the Procrastination Deck is our latest launch with BySamanthaMarch. You can get everything at bysamanthamarch.com. But I am super excited about this deck. I got my nails done to match the like little pink checkerboard box here. But this is a new deck of cards. We have 52 cards in here. Each card has something that you probably procrastinate. Of course, like, is every card going to resonate with you like right in that exact moment? Probably not. There's a lot of cards in here that I bet you are procrastinating something of these things, right? So the back, we just have the pink checkerboard design over here. I love the quality of these cards. We use a company out of the Miami area, and they've been so good to work with. They've done all 3 of our cards. We use recyclable materials for the box. The card quality I just think is nice and glossy, and the cards just make me so happy. They really are some of my favorites. They're some of my favorite tools to incorporate into my everyday life. And they're something that I've noticed making such a big change for me. So like, for example, this card right here is replace your mascara. Replace your mascara. So that's an example of a card. I don't know why, I just always like, I find it so fun to like randomly pull things out. Like, let's see. This one is put away laundry. Wow. It's like the cards know what my bed looks like because my bed is piled with laundry right now. So put away laundry. Something that I procrastinate that so much. I still have I have towels in my dryer right now. I can put that off for so long. Check in with friends and family. I think this one is so important. I have this as a healthy habit in my card deck as well. But you know, you can kind of put off like, oh, calling your brother back, calling your sister back, checking in on your mom, or you know, just different things like that. A cousin who texted you last week and you forgot to respond to them. Like, check in on your friends and family. Another one, wash the dishes. Okay. Yes, my dishwasher is full and needs to be cleaned out, and I do have a couple dishes in the sink. It's not like that bad, but like I do have a couple dishes in the sink, you know? Okay. I'll just draw one more. Oh, clean your bathroom vanity. Okay, never mind. These cards are just coming after me because these are all things that I need to do. But I did also make a video for my second channel. So I have another channel on YouTube where I focus more on healthy habits, you know, inspired living. I also do a lot of book content over there. But I did a video of drawing a card for a week. It was for 5 days. And then I did that different task on the cards. And I had a lot of fun with it. And man, I really got a lot done. Like one was like replacing my toothbrush. Like when, some things that you do need to be reminded, like, oh, that's probably something that I need to do. Now, again, is every card that you pull going to resonate with you right in that moment? Maybe last week you replaced your toothbrush, like, no, just like draw a different card. But it also had me meal prepping. So I made my smash date I mentioned in my February favorites video. This ube powder has caused me to have a complete meltdown. It has plastic over it and there's a little tab right here, but I can't for the life of me pull it off. I went and got a tweezers, nothing. I was trying to poke at this with the tweezers. I finally was able to poke an actual like hole in it, but now I'm like, can I just get some product out that way? This is miserable. Like I was just talking, this is not that deep, but I was just talking about like the lip liners with the plastic over it. And I'm like, what, why, why? Like I get it. So like people don't use it and try it out and test it, but like, can we make an easier way to get them off? This plastic, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to use much of this product because I literally just took my tweezers and just stabbed it because I'm just, all right, but we're just gonna try our best to use this ube powder. To me, it feels really weird to use it as an under eye powder, but now I just don't know if I'm gonna even be able to get anything out of here. But to have that like purple tint, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like necessarily love that. All right, I just like shoved my nail in it. No, that's like doing nothing. How? Okay, I am trying my best here, but oh my goodness, this packaging is just gonna make me, oof. I don't think I want to use this for the rest of my face. They also gave me the shade Pound Cake. Again, I don't know, I feel like I'm using a really light amount. Like I'm seeing people use it and just having like a streak of purple on their under eyes and I'm like, okay, but I think if you go light-handed, like I'm just light-handed when it comes to my makeup in general, like I feel like that looks like a nice powder. I don't know if I notice anything with it being like the purple, the ube shade. I need to stop saying purple. If I don't know if I noticed anything with like the ube shade, but my under eyes do look very like blurred out now, which I'm definitely not mad about. Like I think that they look good. I almost think they look a little bit brighter maybe is what I would say. But if you're like seeing these videos, see this one just has where you can like pull up the tab, like that's just like so much easier. But if you're seeing the videos on social media of like the streaks of purple, I mean, obviously that's very eye-catching, that's very visual, that makes people stop because again, especially if we're thinking short form content, you have to get people's attention in the first like 2 seconds, otherwise they just swipe away. So, I mean, I think if you use it, I'm gonna say like your normal powder, I think that looks pretty good. But I'm gonna take Pound Cake and then I'm gonna use Pound Cake on the rest of my face to set everything. But again, going back to the video I did, like the different things that we procrastinate, I've been having my friends draw cards and being like, okay, this is the one thing that like you want to work on this week, you want to get done this week. And for me, again, it just goes back to like, I don't know what it is about me that I'm like just being told what to do. Just being able to grab a card every day, or for me, how I really like for myself, everyone's going to be different, but for me, how I like to use the procrastination deck is once a week. Draw, you know, it kind of depends. Like there's been a time where I drew one card and was like, oh, that's going to take me a little bit longer to get that accomplished. So that's just going to be my one card. And sometimes you can draw one like replace toothbrush. It's like, oh, okay, I can do that really quick. Let me draw another card or maybe even a third card. And these are the things that I want to get done. Or it can be like, I'm going to draw a card and then that's my card until I get that thing done. Once I get it done, I draw another card. And to me, it's just that little act of something that's encouraging us, hey, this is something that you probably need to get done. This is something that maybe you've been putting off. Maybe this is something to get to the top of your to-do list. So I'm really excited about the cards. I think that they came out really beautifully. Like I said, I love all of the card decks in the brand. I love the company that we use. And I hope, to me, if you are someone who struggles with procrastination as much as I do, like, I really hope that you don't, but if you struggle as much as I do, or if you've just noticed recently you're just kind of struggling with procrastination a little bit more in general, I hope that you really find these cards to be a beneficial tool in your routine. And, you know, maybe sometimes you just need that little reminder of, hey, this is something that you can get done. And I really hope that you love them. So like I said, we do have the deck of healthy habits, we have the deck of daily gratitude, now we have the procrastination deck, which I just think is so cute. We have stationery products, we have the daily gratitude journal, we have the 90-day planner. I am also a published author of 9, so I do have all of my books that are available for sale on the website as well. So there's a lot of different options on the website. Again, it's just bysamanthamarch.com. If you are in the US, we do have free shipping on orders over $50 or more. The cards do retail for $45. And I'm just really excited to have a new launch. I don't launch products a ton with By Samantha March, and it's really when I feel really inspired or I feel like something is missing from my life that I really want to come out with a new product. Because especially being a small business, you know, I am completely self-funded. When orders come in, it's me packing them. It's me, I have all of the inventory in my closet over here. It's me packing everything. It's me printing your shipping labels, going to the post office. You know, that is all me. If there's ever any issues, you know, I'm the one handling the emails, you know, so it's definitely a lot on my end, and I haven't expanded the business enough yet to like have a warehouse or have people, you know, being able to work here with me and help me ship and different things like that. So I try not to come out with products just to come out with products. I really want to come out with products that I feel are helpful tools, because that's the whole, you know, ethos behind the business, is to be able to inspire and motivate people to be our best selves, to stay on our healthy habits, to stay in our good routines, and to be at the top of our game. On my second channel, I did a video of like how to level up in 2025. And for me, a big way of doing that is having something like the procrastination deck, so I can stop putting off things that I just need to get done. Again, it's not even like some of the things are hard. Like I go back to like replacing your mascara, replacing your toothbrush. Like the other day, like replacing my loofah. I don't know how long my loofah had been in my shower. That's gross. Like, ew. Like I think about it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like why have I just not replaced my loofah? Like, Samantha, get it together. But it's just different things like that. And of course there's some deeper ones on there. Like one of my favorites that I put is to start that project. You know, there's typically always a project we're putting off, whether it's organizing, I put that off for a very long time, whether it's, you know, starting something like, I hear so many people tell me, I want to write a book, like let's start writing that book. Maybe you want to do a bunch of donations, you want to go through your closet and get donations ready. You know, there's so many things. I feel like everyone always has some sort of project that they want to be working on, big or small. But the cards really kind of vary from small tasks to ones that will be a little bit more time consuming to those bigger tasks. And I really just hope if you do get the card deck, one, thank you so much for supporting a small business. It means so much to me. But two, I really hope that it helps you, because this is something, as I've been working through the deck and, you know, trying it out and trying like the different prompts on myself, that I'm like, oh, I get excited every week when it's my time to draw the card. And whether I draw one card, whether I draw 2 or 3, I'm like, oh, it just feels like I have a clear focus. I have a clear vision of what I want to get done for that week, and I can incorporate it into my routine. So I don't know, it's something about the card decks just really help me out. I don't know what it is about my brain that I'm that way, but I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to is just finding the tools that work for you. Maybe it's something like a card deck, maybe it's not. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe you don't need the help at all. I'm so jealous if you're that way. Like if you're like, these are the things I've been putting off, I'm gonna put them on my to-do list this week and I'm gonna do them. I love that for you, but my brain doesn't work that way. So, you know, I think it comes down to really finding the things that work best for you. Even going back to talking about planners, like I sell, you know, stationary planners. I sell physical planners, and some people need digital planners. That's how it works best for them. Their phone, their computer, a tablet. A physical planner doesn't make sense to their brain. To me, a digital planner is so hard for me. My brain hurts trying to look at one of those. And I think it's okay that we all understand that things are different. Some things work better for other people. But at the end of the day, it's really finding out what does work best for you. So if this is something that you feel like would work for you, I really hope that it does. Or maybe there's another product on the website that you think, oh, maybe this one will work for me. Or maybe you just want to read a new book. You can do that too on bysamanthamarch.com. But I'm just gonna do a pretty quick eye look. I got the Natasha Denona Roxa palette in my Beautylish Lucky Bag. So I'm just gonna do a little pink look for today's video in honor of the cards being pink. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of, what do I wanna do first? I'm gonna do velour down here with the Rephr 14 Max. I'm just going to run this one all over my lid. But that is everything to talk about for the new launch. I'm really excited about it, and like I said, all of the products are just things that are a little bit more personal to me. I really don't want to take my brand in the direction of like releasing just to releasing like a trending product. I definitely felt like, you know, again, I launched my business in 2021, and I definitely feel like I have done that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, I just kind of look back and I'm like, oh, that probably wasn't the best launch. That probably wasn't the best way to invest my money. Because again, everything, when you own a small business like this, like I have all of the inventory here and ready. So I have to pay for all of that ahead of time. So you're taking a really big risk on yourself, and you're typically spending thousands of dollars and hoping, oh, I hope people like this product. I hope that it sells. And that sort of thing. And there's definitely been some releases in the past and I'm like, oh, that was not the best release. And then I had to sit with myself and say like, okay, as the owner, as the one making the final decisions on everything, why did you do that? What was your reasoning behind that one? And that to me became really important. And I'm like, if I'm releasing things because they're kind of like trending or in right now, that's not the right reason for me. I need to make sure that it really is coming from me. My brand is literally my name, by Samantha March. It is my name. So that's why I want my products to be very specific to what I feel like I need in my life. And maybe that's like an egotistical, selfish way of looking at things, but that to me is what is most important. And that's what I hope to keep up with the brand. And of course, over, you know, the last like few years since I've launched it, we've had good times, we've had bad times, I've made mistakes, I've had successes, and all of it is just a learning process. And especially when you're an entrepreneur and doing things on your own, everything is a learning process. A lot of things are very self-taught. You know, hopefully you can have people around you that are like-minded or can be able to give you support, advice, feedback, suggestions, like what printer do you use to print shipping labels, you know, just different things like that. All of that is really helpful. But at the end of the day, it does all come back down to me. And those are some of my biggest factors that I have when coming out with my products. So it's not that I don't like care about my brand because, you know, sometimes I see people say like, well, if you don't come out with products really consistently, like people will like forget about you and like you should come out with more. And there was a time that I did that, but it didn't feel very authentic to the purpose of me starting this brand. The whole purpose behind it, the whole, you know, again, going down to like the whole ethos behind the brand is not just to like inundate you with products and have you feel like, oh, to live an inspired life, you need to have these 50 things to incorporate into your daily routine. That's not really what I think. I just want to have those products, and especially for me, I want to have those core products, the Daily Gratitude Journal, the 90-Day Planner, the Deck of Healthy Habits, now the Procrastination Deck. I really want to have those core products that it's like, these are things that I think could be beneficial to you if you've struggled the way that I have. So that's a little bit behind the brand and where we started, how we got to where we are now, and a little bit about the Procrastination Deck. But I'm just going to use the shade Regal. I haven't used this one yet, so I'm just going to use my finger with Regal and put this all over. I feel like the shade Velour that I use reminds me of the Ube powder. So I'm just going to go ahead and that's a really pretty, it's like pretty but like not overwhelming, just like a really pretty satiny shade. I've been really liking the Roxa palette. And I was excited I got this in my Beautylish Lucky Bag, but I did see her, what's the newest one called? It's like Sweet Bloom, or definitely something Bloom, something very springy. I am definitely curious about that palette. I mean, I love the Natasha palettes. I buy pretty much all of them. I do have, I'm an affiliate with the brand, I just don't get PR, but my affiliate code is SAMANTHAMARCH. If you were thinking about picking up the palette, I'm definitely considering that one. I did just buy a few things. Like I said, I bought, you know, a couple things from Rhode Beauty, a couple things from Makeup Forever. I did buy the Beautylish Lucky Bag. So I'm like, do I really need to buy another eyeshadow palette right now? So would love to get your thoughts on it. I'm gonna skip my winged liner today and just do some black liner on the waterline and tightline with the Milk Makeup liner. Like I already know so many people are gonna be like, yes, please get the palette, and then I probably will. I kind of want to do film my March Shop My Stash and see kind of like what I'm feeling for the eyeshadow palettes that I pick out, because I will say for this month I feel like I had a lot going on for eyeshadows. I had a handful of new ones. I kept a Super Shock in there from ColourPop that I was trying to pan, which as the time that I'm filming, I think today's like the 24th, I want to say is the day that I'm filming this. And I have not panned that Super Shock yet. I'm like, I feel like it's because I have this palette, I have the Singe Beauty Galactic Visitor palette, I have the new Nomad palette, and oh, the ColourPop, what is this one? The Shadow of Secrets. Like, I just feel like I have a lot of palettes right now, so I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna make the most sense to buy a new one at this moment, but we will see, we will see. I'm gonna leave the lower lash line blank too. Sometimes I do this when I do pink looks because I feel like if a little bit too much pink can make you look a little sick. But I'm just gonna use my little Tarte XL mascara. I got this one in my Sephora favorite set, and it is one of my favorite mascaras. So I'm just gonna add this one. I would of course love to know if you do grab the Procrastination Deck. I, would love any feedback on what you think of the cards and if you feel like they like kind of help you and motivate you to get those things done. We do have an option to leave reviews on the website, and those are super, super helpful, especially because if someone new is coming to the website and they're like, oh, is this place even legit? Is this like a real thing? Because, there's just so much like unknowns, I feel like, on the internet these days that you don't really know like what you're ordering from or who you're ordering from. So reviews are so, so helpful. So if you order the card decks, if you order anything else from By Samantha March, if you do go to the website and leave a review, it honestly is one of the biggest ways to help out a small business. But I just think at the same time, I'm also just genuinely so curious for the feedback, because this is something that I've been working on for such a long time. And, you don't really have a lot of outside chatter. So once you do kind of get it in, it's just like, I feel like I'm sitting here like, do people like it? Is it working for you? And I think at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to, is like, I just want to know if it's actually a beneficial tool for you. And I do have to understand that it's not going to be that way for everybody. Even some people who buy it with like the best intentions, they're like, oh, this is going to be great and I'm going to use this. And maybe they get it and they're like, oh, this just isn't like the right fit for me. That, will definitely happen. And that's just something that I've had to learn to, accept as a business owner and also as a creative person. Not everything I create is going to work for everybody. They're not going to like everything and those sort of things. But I am just really curious to get the feedback and if you think it helps. And of course, if there's any products that you feel like, oh, this would be really great for the brand to come out with, I would love to take all of those under consideration. Again, I feel like there was a point in time where anything people like recommended or was like, I'd really love to see this, I was like, yeah, I'll do it, because I'm such a people pleaser. So especially if I saw like the same comment a couple of times, I was like, oh my gosh, I definitely have to do that. And now I've gotten to a better place of like, okay, you can't just do that. But it's definitely something that's still helpful, because even now I've seen a few things that people have recommended that I do have on my list of like, okay, once we put up this amount of the investment for the cards, let's see how that goes. If it goes well, maybe we can invest in doing another product. And then I already have a running list of products that I would really like to come out with one day. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, I would love to know them. But we are just gonna end it with my lip combo. So I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Rosewood lip liner. This is in my Shop My Stash bag. And I'm gonna use the new LYS Lip Plumping Glossy Lip Balm. So I said that this one reminded me of the YSL 02 lip balm. Like, it's just a clear kind of pinky balm. And so I'm curious if I think that it's gonna be similar. So I just wanted to do, is this one gonna be, no, this will be a good shade. I love the Laura Mercier Rosewood. I think it's just like beautiful and pairs so well with like anything. Because I was wondering if I should do like a lighter pink, but I feel like I've also been neglecting the Laura Mercier this month, because it's like I got the Makeup Forever gloss, so I've been using the corresponding Anywhere Caffeine lip liner. I got the Huda Beauty Pinky Nude, Pinky Brown lip liner with the Ube gloss. I just bought the Rhode Beauty lip liner. Like, I feel like I've been trying all these new ones and I'm like, oh, but I love the Laura Mercier. So then we're gonna top that with the balm here. Ooh, that is really pretty. That's pretty. It smells good. It smells like kind of fruity. I feel like, first thoughts, the YSL is a little bit like thicker when it goes on. It feels more like a true balm. This feels a little bit thinner, but still has that really nice like glossy, like this to me feels more like a gloss, and the YSL feels more like a balm. That's what I'll say on first thoughts. But it's very pretty, and paired with that lip liner, I think that's pretty. I think it would look good with, you know, a light pink with a nude. We have a little bit of like the darker, like a rosy nude with this one. To me, when I first put it on, it felt a little, not tingly, it felt a little cooling. And I was like, ooh, like I was kind of waiting for the tingles to come in, since it does say it's a plumping product, but I don't feel tingles at all. And that cooling feeling, maybe a little bit, like when I press my lips together, I can kind of feel a little something. I like the packaging on this. I like that you can twist it up and down. I'm really excited to give this a few more tries and see what I think of it. I'll probably have this in my March Shop My Stash bag. I didn't use the Ube Blush. We're gonna do that now. Okay, what was I thinking? I think I must have been just like so excited talking about the card deck. I just went right into my makeup bag. Silly me, but that's fine. We can make this happen. But that is the lip combo, and I think that it's so pretty. But the blush filter from Huda Beauty, it's probably because I know that I'm scared to use it, so I just like subconsciously skipped right over it. I don't use liquid blushes a ton, and this color is one that like can freak me out a little bit. So what I had put down was my blush that I made with Over Cosmetics. This is in Chick Lit, so you have the matte and the shimmer side. I love this blush. It's in my Shop My Stash bag. I just feel like it makes, and I thought like the pink like would just make sense with the look, but we do have the Ube blush to try, so let's just get that done. So what I've seen people doing is just doing like a little bit up here. Again, this color, I don't even know if you can see that like super well on camera. Again, just taking one of the puffs. Okay. Again, I do like, I have a powder blush down, I have powder down. Sometimes when it comes to liquid products or cream products, I'll put them down first and then do any powder. So I want to, you know, this isn't how I would normally do it, but it does kind of feel like it just picked up some of the product that was already down. I can see the color and how interesting that looks. I'm gonna use my fingers for this side. Again, I'm not a big liquid blush person, so I'm like probably not the best, you know, to be trying this one out. I do feel like it's, I don't know if I want to say it's better with my fingers, because now it just looks a little like unblended, I feel like, versus the other side I felt like was picking up my makeup. I'm gonna do a little bit. Again, you could use a brush, you could use a sponge. First thoughts, I don't know if I love it. I feel like it matches my eye look really well. That's so funny because I even said I felt like the eyeshadow matched the powder, and then I just like kept going about my day, like completely forgetting about the blush. First thoughts, I don't mind it. I feel like I can obviously do a better job of remembering to put it on before I literally finish off the rest of my makeup, but the color isn't as extreme as I thought it was going to be. Again, I have more of a lighter hand. Honestly, as I'm looking at it more, I don't feel like I'm as mad at it. I can do a better job blending it for sure. But actually, like, that's not bad. On my skin tone, I feel like it's not bad. We can make this work. We can make this work. I feel like kind of the blush matching the shadow is kind of a slay. Actually makes me want to do it again. I love the mascara. I feel like I haven't been wearing my Tarte mascara recently because I've been trying new ones. I freaking love that mascara. But okay, I will say the Rhode and the Makeup Forever seem to be a really good match together. I want to try them separately on their own so I can give them reviews. Like try this with my, you know, regular foundations, try this with my regular base routine. But both of those I thought were really nice. The blush, it was a little touch and go for a minute, but I actually think that it's pretty. I can do better on application, but it's pretty. The Roxa palette I've been a big fan of. The lip products, you know, the LYS looks like it's going to be a fun one. The powder, I think as long as you use it light-handed and don't have to attack your container like I did, I think I'm probably going to like the Ube powder as well. So this was a pretty successful trying new makeup with me. And again, the Procrastination Deck is available now at BuySamanthaMarch.com. I hope you enjoy it. I would love any feedback if you do get the card deck or anything from the website. Thank you so much for supporting the small business. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one.